Are you kidding? Who else but you would have that video, huh? It's one thing. Oh, right, I remember this. Ugh, you're assuming so much. Okay, listen. Just think for a moment, and you'll realize it couldn't have been me. One, I don't have access to your work contacts, and even on PowerJob, it would take a crazy amount of time and too much research to find them. Two, I have no reason to do that to you. If I was pissed off that we weren't together anymore, I wouldn't do something like that to you now, years later. Thank you, my man, for injecting logic into this situation. Three, let's say I did want to hurt you in some way. I never would have used that video, which would immediately point to me as the prime suspect, so I'll leave you to think about that. Have a nice day. Laura, I've known you see my messages. Yes. Hour later. Please, answer me. Hey, Alex, I dozed off yesterday, but having slept on it, I realize it makes no sense to accuse you. Thank you, honey, for owning up. I'm sorry I shouldn't have done that. Thank you for apologizing. Thank you. Thank you for apologizing. That's what a real apology looks like. I'm exhausted and mad at the whole world. It would have been easier for me to process it if it had been you, but at least I would have had some idea of who it was, but no one had access to that video except you and me. Don't hate me, please. Oh, it's cool. I guess you're pretty stressed out, but unfortunately, no, it wasn't me. Either someone's hacked your account or has direct access to your computer and phone. If I were you, I'd start changing all your passwords. And then set a password to lock your PC and phone if you haven't done that already. And for your phone, you should download Security Chest. It's an app where you can hide all the applications you don't want people to access, so I hope that'll help a little. Thanks so much, and once again, my humblest apologies. Hey, I haven't been in touch for a while. I hope you're okay. Do you know how to choose secure passwords? I'm not sure, but what I do know is that long passwords are more secure. This is true. It needs to contain at least 8 letters and can't be easy to crack. You have to avoid obnoxious sequences like ABCD or 123 or your birthday and stuff like that. At least 8 characters? My brain is a meltdown at the moment, and I may not be able to remember them. Just use something you use every day. For example, a password you use on your phone, followed by another code you use regularly. I use the code for the alarm that I've reset every time I leave and enter the restaurant. Thanks. Yeah, that's a good one. Although, to make really secure passwords, you need to use at least 8 letters, use numbers and symbols if you can use symbols, use lowercase and uppercase letters, and if you really want to make this shit, like, super secure, change your password every couple months. Like, every couple months, update your password. Change it to something completely different. Like, don't just add a letter or a number or anything. Change it to something completely different. Okay. And then Carmen. Oh, okay. It slowed down for a second there. Okay. So who's Carmen? Carmen, I can't remember. Is there aircon in your restaurant? Sure, in the old storage room. It's really hot in my little apartment. My brain is melting and I can't write my cover letters. Oh, so this was when she was looking for jobs. A member of a hospitality team at a trade fair, yay. Zero career prospects, even though the boss is well aware that I want a job in communications. Sure, there would have been a job available somewhere during the time, right? Job's job, and it's always good enough until you find something better, don't you think? Carmen has a point. Yeah, but it's a crappy job, and it's useless on my CV. I get that, but it pays the bills. Here we go. It pays the bills, and you can't be accused of sitting around doing nothing while waiting for your next big job. Yep. Laura, are you coming to Mom's this Saturday? So this is... Oh, I forgot. This is her sister. I don't really feel like it. Are you going? Of course. In that case, I'll get ready. I'll bring my stuffed zucchini. Oh, yeah. That ought to motivate me. Happy birthday. I've made you a cake for tonight. I called the communications company I applied to, and rejection. Oh, shit. Did you ask why? Yeah, I got the usual. Interesting profile, but not enough experience. Oh, honey. I get that. You find something eventually. That's also true. Like, if you just keep at it, somebody will say yes eventually. Oh, okay, so this is her telling Carmen about when they met Ben. You usually have jerks who come on to you during the takedown. Yeah, but there seemed quiet. He was quite nice. I didn't get his last name, but I do have his first name and company name. Ben from Zentauk Consulting. Do you like him? Yeah, I do. Well, you can't find him on Power Job, can you? That's true. When I look like a weirdo stalker, or maybe just a little. If you get the feeling he's interested, you can always apologize. He can block you if he doesn't want to talk to you. Yeah, I give it a try. Another job rejection. Here's the Moon trailer. Go see a movie. Hell yeah, go see a movie. Keys to Ben's apartment. Where do you usually put them? They're normally in the door. Oh wait, I think I know where they are. I'll check and get back with you in 5 minutes. I can't find them. Ben isn't answering. He must be in a meeting. Do you have a spare set of keys? No. Damn. Will you be okay? Yeah, I'll be okay. It's just a shame. Plus, it's your day off. Never mind. We'll do it some other time. Well, I have a feeling he took the keys so that she can go out and hang out with her sister. Carmen, are you doing anything tomorrow night? No, why? I've been contacted by the Pink Sunshine Kids Association. You were an intern there, right? Yeah, that's the place. Oh, tell all. They want to hire me. Start in January. Oh, poppin' bottles. Wait, I'll call you. Carmen, I have to call you. Something truly horrendous has happened at work. I really have to talk to you, so this is when this happened. Oh god, this was months. Laura, I just saw your missed calls. I'll call you. Carmen, have you got a moment? Yeah, it's fine. We don't have too many customers, and the others can manage for the moment. What's the problem? What's the latest your period has ever been? I don't know. 3 or 4 days, maybe. Okay, I haven't had my period during my pull-free days. Oh, have you done a test? I bought one at the drugstore. It was negative, but I don't know if I left it long enough, and I also forgot to take my pill a few times. Okay, I'm freaking out here. I don't want a baby right now. I don't know if I'd want a kid with Ben right now. It'll be fine. We'll work it out. First, go have a blood test. The drugstore testing kits aren't always reliable. Laura, I'll call you. Fuck, if she's pregnant with his fucking kid. Oh my god. Especially when it turns out he's a manipulative piece of shit. Who probably, I'm gonna say this, probably he fucked with the I'm gonna say this. He probably fucked with the at least 8 letters. What was I gonna say? Condoms. He was probably fucked with condoms. Oh, okay. So, hold on. Oh wait, I wrote down some fucking numbers earlier. Where the fuck is the one for... I fucking wrote this down. What was it? I know I wrote this down, didn't I? Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Hold on. Where's the stuff with Ben? By the way, fuck you, guy. Wasn't it? For... What was the code? What was the code? What was the code? What was the code? Something she uses every day. Come on, where's the fucking code, man? Where's the code? Where is the code? I know he gave her a fucking code. 4004. 4004. That is. Yep, that was it. So. Or no. It would be 2. I bet I know what it is. I bet it's the one. I bet it's for. Use something secure. Like the code for this. No, shit. Clear. Right. And then I bet this is... Hold on, go back. Boom. Boom! Fuck yeah! God, I'm gonna get a bunch of fucking messages, and... What else was it? What else was in there? Messages and... Notes. Let me see the notes. Let me see the notes! Domestic... Violence is a cycle. Manifests progressively within a relationship, initially tension and hostility. Domestic violence conference number 1. Physical and psychological violence are linked. Okay. I'm gonna read through this in case anyone who's watching this video is going through something like this, and you need to see it. Domestic violence conference 1. It's a cycle. It manifests progressively within a relationship, initially tension and hostility. The cycle takes 4 phases. The tension phase, irritability of the perpetrator, which is attributed to work, stress, traffic issues, etc. No physical violence, but hostile silences, aggressive looks, irritable tone, etc. Everything the victim does is a source of irritation to the perpetrator. Their stress and frustration is always the victim's fault. The victim tries to find out what's wrong, but is faced with responses like, no, it's nothing, I don't know why you're complaining, etc. Eventually it leads to verbal aggression and insults, and the victim regrets asking. Aggressive phase. The perpetrator appears to be losing control. Yelling, insults, threats, breaking objects, often leading up to physical violence. Progressive physical violence, to pushing, arm twisting, slaps, punches, use of a weapon. The victim is overwhelmed by feelings of powerlessness and sadness rather than anger. Excuses phase. The perpetrator tries to deny or power play his behavior. He finds an explanation that shifts the blame onto the victim. It's the victim's fault, or the result of external pressure. He promises to change, says that everything will be fine, that he'll see a psychologist, etc. He promises emotional blackmail. I need you, I'm nothing without you, I would die without you, etc. Reconciliation phase, a honeymoon period. The perpetrator is suddenly attentive, considerate, showers the victim with gifts, etc. The perpetrator is very sincere, fearing the victim will really leave, and begs for forgiveness. Renewed hope of the perpetrator will really change. Renewed hope that the perpetrator will really change, but this simply raises the victim's tolerance threshold to violence. The victim thinks they can cure him, help him, etc. The victim was frightened during the aggressive phase, but this phase persuades them to stay. The phases repeat themselves and spiral into a vicious cycle. The victim eventually receives this violence as normal, and their life can be a serious risk if this continues. Jekyll and Hyde behavioral patterns. Conference number 2. Physical and psychological violence are linked. There's no physical violence without psychological violence that precedes it. Psychological violence, a series of attitudes and comments to denigrate, destabilize, and hurt the other person. This is not a unique event, but it is an integral part of the relationship. It is intended to subdue the other, control them, and to maintain the feeling of power. Subtle mistreatment without physically striking, creating tension, frightening the victim to demonstrate his power. Difficulty to quantify and evaluate because of it's subjective and depends on the level of sensitivity of each victim. Several types of behavioral patterns or attitudes that can be considered microaggressions. Control. Possessive vocabulary, monitoring the victim maliciously in order to dominate and command them. For example, taking control of mealtime, sleep, spending, social life, etc. Isolation. Isolating the victim from family. Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. This is really, really common. You'll see this first. Typically, this is the one that people notice almost instantly is the isolation. Isolating the victim from family, friends, colleagues, social acquaintances, the perpetrator ensures that the victim's life is essentially focused on him exclusively. Taking the victim's phone, computer, etc. Insinuations and lies about other people in the victim's life. Isolation is both a cause and a consequence of mistreatment. Yep. And we did kind of see the control thing with, possessive vocabulary, calling her his key, and shit like that. Pathological jealousy, just behavior, constant suspicion, unfounded accusations of intent, etc. No basis in reality. It requires the victim's continuous and exclusive presence. There's no, the reason why he keeps fucking cutting her off from all this shit and, manipulating her into staying. There's no way of appeasing the pathological jealousy because it's simply a denial of reality. Harassment, repeating a message to exhaust mental and critical judgment capacities of the victim, to make them accept anything. Monitoring the person and following them in the street, harassing them on the phone, waiting for the victim as she leaves work. Harassment often occurs after a breakup. Denigration affects the victim's self-esteem, making them believe they are worthless, dismisses attitudes and hurtful words, causes the victim to lose self-confidence, expresses doubts about the victim's mental health, denigrates their intellectual abilities, their body, their appearance, etc., launches a systematic attack on the family, friends, and or children. This can happen with words that appear to be nice and normal. Sincere and normal. Humiliation disparages, ridicules, and acts in a disrespectful way towards the victim. This is merely an outlet for the perpetrator's anger. Mocking, spitting in the victim's face, making crude noises, urinating on the victim. What? Okay. Creating a feeling of shame that serves as an additional obstacle to prevent the victim from talking about their concerns. Intimidation exhibits acts of indirect violence, e.g. on their environment, breaking objects, slamming doors, etc., driving too fast, cruelty towards a pet, etc. Shows the victim physical violence could happen to them too, creates a feeling of fear in the victim. Yup. Indifference to emotional demands, refusal to show any concern for the victim, insensitivity, making a show of rejection or contempt, intentionally creates a situation of lack and frustration, refusing to communicate, going to family events, etc. Yep, he did this a lot. We saw Ben do this a lot. Disregarding the physical or psychological state of the other. Threats, blackmail, threats of suicide, threats to withhold money, to adopt children, etc. Threats of retaliation against the family or entourage, maintaining power of the victim. Some of these acts seem normal when isolated, but when they happen repeatedly over a long period of time to the same person, they become a form of violence. The perpetrator takes advantage of the emotional weakness of the victim, wearing them down mentally. So if any of that sounded like something you were going through, if you have any doubt in your mind, please contact someone who is not close to the situation, who can tell you straight up if they think that, like, if that okay, here's the thing. If that matches with someone in your life that you are going out with, or is a family, like, member, please get away from them if you can. Like, okay. Charlotte and Amir. Whoa, go back. Okay, that just glitched out. Like, please, like, if you think you might be being abused, please contact family, friends, etc. Find someone you can stay with. Don't tell the abuser that you're leaving. Okay, don't. Do not tell them you're leaving. Do not tell them where you are going. Don't do any of that. Do not leave a note. None of that. Just get what you need. Get your kids or your pets if you if you have them, so that they cannot be, one, hurt, and two, used as blackmail against you, and, like, get out of there. Get physically away from them, and don't take your phone. Or if you do, make sure you do like she did, turn off GPS, turn off Wi-Fi, block their number, make sure they can't find you, and, like, get out of there. Trust me, no matter what you have, like, your life is worth more. Your life is worth more. Alright, so this is Charlotte. Oh my good lord, this is a lot. Okay. My brother in his totally classy style. So these are a bunch of messages from, where are they? Alright, this is all a cloud. Hi Laura, how are you feeling today? So, why are you texting me on my work phone? After what you told me about your guy, I wanted to text you somewhere he couldn't read the message. Anyway, I suggest you use a password to lock your work phone and never unlock it in front of him. He already flew into this heavy, jealous rage when I wanted to lock my personal phone, so I don't think that's a good idea. What do you mean heavy? He yelled at me and said I was hiding things from him. He accused me of having a lover and said I didn't really love him, and that I was locking my phone because I didn't trust him. Okay, I get it. That's bad. It's not normal, you know. I don't know, but at the same time I understand him. He needs reassurance to know that I love him. Don't you think it's a mark of trust in other people to let them see the contents of your phone? Nope. No, I don't. Because people need privacy. Even if you're in a relationship, you need some privacy sometimes. No, I disagree. A real mark of trust would be to believe the other person and not always feel the need to have proof. Yep. Of their love and faithfulness by snooping through their phone. Plus, it's important for both partners to have their own secret garden. Quote unquote. Listen, for him, it's not really negotiable. He's been lied to in the past and needs some reinsurance. Yeah, I get it, but it's not great. If you want a reason for locking your phone, you'll just have to say Michael insisted on it. What do you mean? So, you lock your work phone and tell him it was Michael's orders, and he wants the work phone to be more secure because phone contains confidential work stuff. Yeah, okay, I don't see why I would need to lie to him, though. It's unhealthy not to have a space where you can grouch about your relationship occasionally without him knowing. Yeah, but if I'm having relationship problems, I should just talk to him, shouldn't I? Sure, but it's sometimes good to have to talk to your girlfriends to have another point of view. Okay, I'll lock this phone. That is kind of true. Like, both sides of this is true. Like, sometimes you need an outside perspective. Like, the whole, oh yeah, my boyfriend threw into a jealous rage and threw shit at me. Honey? That's not okay. And that's something you're only gonna hear if you're telling someone who is not in the relationship, who can tell you that's not okay. Excuse me. Hi, how are you? Exhausted, I've been running for an hour. Well, congratulations, where do you go running now? It's been a while since we've bumped into each other at the park. It's hardly surprising because they run on a treadmill we have at home now. Wow, those things are expensive, aren't they? It was a present from Ben. It's a pretty silly gift, huh? I mean, you can run outside for free. Yeah, but it's so handy, I can run when I want to and I don't get harassed in the street by stupid men. Oh, yeah, I got that. Since when have stupid men stopped you from running? I fucking love Charlotte. Well, that's true, but Ben was worried about me and prefers me not to go out. Wait a second, what do you mean he prefers you not to go out? Yeah, he's afraid something might happen to me. But you do go out, don't you? You still go shopping, meet friends, you still see Amelia, Elsa. I get the shopping delivered, it's easier, and I'm talking to my friends less and less at the moment. Why is that? Oh, you know, you tend to have fewer friends as time goes on, and when you're in a relationship, you don't see people as much. But you still see Emma, don't you? Not really. Since I've been with Ben, things have become a little complicated. Nearly all my friends have faded away. I'm starting to wonder if they're jealous. What do you mean, jealous? Oh, that's a bad sign. That is a bad sign. Like, oh my god. Well, you know, I'm one of those rare and lucky people among my girlfriends who's found a job they love, and my life with Ben is fabulous. Not only am I happy in my relationship, but he has money too, so financially I'm living in a fairy tale while they're struggling. And you think they're keeping their distance because they're jealous? That's the only explanation Ben and I could come up with. Sad, but there it is. Laura, I'm sorry to tell you this, but Ben's behavior isn't normal. He's the one who's jealous. I get the impression he's controlling you and that he's isolating you. Don't be ridiculous. Honey, look at the facts, please. I'm saying this based on what you're telling me. He's jealous and wants to read the contents of your phone. He controls you by not letting you go out on your own. He's manipulating you with the treadmill gift. He's isolating you from your girlfriends by insinuating they're jealous of you. That's not normal, and this doesn't happen in a normal relationship. He has a problem. You always want to focus on the negative. It's not like that at all, Charlotte. I swear, it's nothing to worry about. He's okay, he has his faults, but nothing serious. Here's the other thing. If you have to defend your partner to people all the time, that's a sign that there actually is a problem with your partner and a problem with your relationship. If you're constantly having to defend them to other people. Because, guess what? They are probably a problem, and, like, I get... You don't want to say, like, oh, no, like, it's fine. Like, you don't want it to be a problem because you think everything's great. But no relationship is perfect. Ever. Not even in the honeymoon phase. Like, things are never actually perfect. No, he has a problem, and of course you're blind to it. You're madly in love with him. Yeah, it's the whole, you can't see red flags through rose-colored lenses. Okay, so you have your own take on things, and you won't let it go. You're a pain in the ass, because it's useless talking to you. Sorry if I'm interfering, and it's none of my business, but I'm worried. Like I told you, everything's fine. Leave me alone. I'm here if you need me. Hi, Laura. How are you? Hey, I don't know if you're still mad at me, but you know I still consider you my friend, and I'm here if you need me. Just to wish you a very happy birthday, and hope everything's okay with you. Hi, thanks for your birthday message. How are you at the moment? Not great, I have to say. What's up? One of Ben's former friends contacted me and said some terrible things about him that have really upset me. I can imagine. Have you mentioned it to Ben? No? Really, why? She told me he has a history of violent behavior with his ex, and it's really freaking me out. But then Ben already told me about this girl, how she was in love with him, and she would do anything to have him to herself. I don't know what to think. Okay, so how do you feel about that? My first reaction was to not believe her, but then I thought about everything you said, and it started to realize I should leave him. I've given it some really serious thought, especially as he's been pretty difficult to live with lately. But he was so sweet on my birthday, I'm confused. He's aware of his faults, you know? Which means he knows he's too possessive, and he does apologize. His work is really exhausting. Sometimes he drinks a little too much to unwind, and then says things he really doesn't mean. Alcohol is no excuse for bad behavior. It's not. Alcohol is not an excuse for bad behavior. And also, a drunk man's words are a sober man's thoughts. Like, don't ever try to accept, like, if someone does something really shitty to you and they're like, oh, I'm sorry, I was just drunk, and you'd be like, okay, but alcohol didn't make you do it. You did it when your inhibitions were lowered. So that says something about you as a person. And you as a person need to fucking apologize to me. Not just for being drunk. Don't fucking blame it on being drunk. Apologize that you were shitty. Okay. And my birthday was so romantic. He took me away on a surprise weekend. It was fantastic. I really feel like I had to rediscover the Prince Charming I once knew. But aren't you scared he'll start over? And this is the cycle we were talking about previously. Not at all. He even promised to see a psychoanalyst to address his anger management issues. Okay, keep me posted on how the situation develops, alright? Okay, promise? Promise. Hi, how are you now? Did things get better with Ben? No, it's only been a few days, by the way. What do you mean? Since he worries about me all the time, he got me to install this app so I can quickly send him my GPS coordinates if I have a problem. Yikes. Basically, it was meant to be a really practical thing, so if I was attacked or anything, I could in theory discreetly press a button to let him know where I was. But then he wanted me to use it at a specific time to reassure him so he knew I was safe at home. So I was sending him a message every lunchtime. Then it turned into twice a day, then 3 times, and finally every hour. Oh my god! And the other day I went out to get a coffee, and when I used the app, I told him I was out. When he came back that night, he went into this massive jealous rage, and it made no sense. He was convinced I was meeting another guy at the cafe, and he just got this idea into his head, and he was yelling at me. It was horrible. I just let him yell at me. I was paralyzed with fear. I couldn't let him, he wouldn't let me sleep at night. As soon as I dozed off, he'd wake me up again and demand I tell him the name of the person I was at the cafe with. The next morning at breakfast, I told him I'd had enough and couldn't go on like this. Then his attitude totally changed and he told me he was nothing without me and I meant everything to him and he was scared of losing me and he didn't know what he would do without me. I'd really like to leave him, but I'm scared to, you know? I'm frightened for him. He needs me to help him get better. It's not you he needs, it's a therapist. I thought he was going to see a psychoanalyst. Yes, honey, thank you. We stand Charlotte. He made an appointment, but had to cancel because he was busy at work that day. Don't you get the feeling it's the same old pattern? He behaves badly, you threaten to leave, he apologizes, and you change your mind? Listen, there's a conference followed by a support group meeting held by an association supporting victims of domestic violence. I've got a friend who works there. I'm going and I'd really like you to come with me, okay? But I'm not a victim of domestic violence. Ben's never hit me. Okay, so he never hit you. But sometimes when you talk, I get the feeling you're suffering psychological abuse, and the conference will be tackling that issue too. What do I know? I'm not an expert, but I think it would be interesting to meet them, don't you think? Worst case scenario, you'll see that it doesn't apply to you, and you'll, at best, learn something about domestic abuse. It happens a lot, but people tend not to talk about it. Can you at least find out, surely? You can at least find out, surely. Sorry, I read that last bit weird. So what do I tell Ben? The reason why I'm not there when he gets back. Tell him you're having a drink with me and I'll bring you home. That way he'll see you're not with another guy. Okay, when is it? Next Thursday after work. Well, why not? I'll drop by and pick you up. And then they went and we saw the notes. How are you feeling today? Bad, I didn't get a wink of sleep last night. I kept getting up to read the notes I took during the meeting. There were so many things I recognized in Ben's behavior, it scares me. I feel so dumb and stupid for not realizing it earlier. I've been so blinded. You were so right. No, you're not stupid. The important thing is you've woken up to what's going on. You're a strong woman and brave. But I've been so dumb to allow myself to be manipulated like that. I guess I should leave him, but I don't know what to do. I don't even have a place of my own anymore. You can come stay with me if you need to when you're ready. Thanks so much, Charlotte. I'm so lucky that I can count on you. When I think of all the women talking at the sport group yesterday, some are living in situations much worse than mine and have nobody around to help them. Thanks for being there for me. I'll always be there for you, and if something ever happens to me and I can't help you, you won't be alone. Look at all those women yesterday. Some terrible things happened to them and they thought they'd never come through, but the association always supported them and stuck by them. That's true, but I must insist I can't thank you enough for your support. Oh my god. I'm gonna need more water so much. I'm feeling so much better. Oh, hey, how are you today? I'm feeling so much better. Ben organized a lovely surprise to celebrate our 6 months anniversary. It was fantastic, you know. Maybe I exaggerated last time. It's not like he's a monster. Remember what they said at the conference about cycles of violence? I think that's what's happening between you and Ben. It's okay at the moment, but it's not the first time things have turned bad and then gotten better. Can I suggest something? Count the number of times a day Ben's behavior becomes unacceptable. That way you can monitor if there's a cycle with a steady progression of unacceptable behavior. Then it stops, then it gets progressively worse again. That's what the counter was about! I was wondering what that fucking was. Okay, I'm going to install a counter on my phone to check that. Write everything down, won't you? Even the little innocuous comments. So if he comments on how I dress, I should write that down too? Yeah, even that. It's not up to him to tell you how to dress. It's your body, it's your choice. Keep me posted on what happens, okay? Okay. How are you? Hi, Laura. I haven't heard from you, okay? Laura, please let me know if you're okay. I want to make sure you're still alive. We're almost at the end of this, so I want to finish this before I look at the counter. Sorry, I haven't been in touch for so long. I've been up my mind. Ben is dangerous. I have to leave town. I think I'm going to report him to the police. You're right to report him. However, are you sure you really have to get out of town because of him? I don't want to leave because of him. I want to go because I need to breathe again. I need to heal myself in a peaceful and healthy environment. I'm just worried that I have nowhere to go. Yeah, no, I get that. Listen, maybe I have a solution, but that means I'll have to talk about your situation to Michael. Are you okay with that? Okay. We fucking stan Michael and Charlotte and this motherfucking household. Okay, I've talked to Michael and we've come up with a solution. There's a branch of the association that needs a communications manager. It's a long way from here in a quiet town, and he offered to transfer you there. You'll be away from here, but you'll at least have a job. You could stay with the director until you find somewhere of your own. I've also checked that the Association for Support for Victims of Domestic Violence has an office there, and they'll be able to help you file your complaint. So the stage is set for you to slip away. Just tell us when you're ready. Thanks. Oh my god, we fucking stand Charlotte and Michael. Thank fucking god. Don't mention it. But just one thing, you'll have to return your work phone to Michael. I would suggest you make a backup of all the content relative to your situation with Ben. It'll be useful for you and maybe have a timeline of events and maybe help store the evidence for when you report him. Ask Nadia in the IT department. She'll explain you how you can save the content. I'll call you soon with more details. Meanwhile, just act normally with Ben. You don't want him to be suspicious of anything. Yep, get the fuck out of there. Amir. Hi Amir, it's Laura, Ben's girlfriend. I wanted to know if you're still friends with Claire. Don't tell Ben I asked you. Hi Laura, yeah, why? Ben told me he tried to end his relationship with his ex Julia while they were still together because she wanted to date him herself. Is this true? No, I don't think so. And anyway, Claire was dating Oliver at that time. Oh! Bitch! That's the tea! That's the tea! Claire told me that Ben was violent with Julia. Do you think that's true? Let's say Julia was a complicated girl, but I got the impression there were times when he really lost it with her. I advised Ben to see a therapist or join a support group for people with anger issues, but he wouldn't listen. But you still remain friends with him? Yeah. Why didn't you just tell me this before? Oh, I don't know. What goes on in Ben's private life is none of my business, and it's ancient history now. Yeah, well, you could have at least warned me. Listen, I already told him to get help. I did what I could. No, you fucking didn't. No, you fucking didn't. You should have fucking warned her. Just like... Hold on, I want to see the counter. Fuck, look at those numbers. Okay, hold on. 1, 0, 3, 4, 7, 6, 7, 8, 7, 14, 0, 0, 1, 3, 4, 6, 5, 5, 7, 16, 0, 1, 6, 8, 9, 15, 0, 4, 7, 25. 25. 1, 5, 11, 14. Oh, bitch. Okay. This message is for the unknown person who may find this phone. My name is Laura, and I own this phone. I'm not writing this to get it back, but I may need your help. My partner is a violent and dangerous man. I've just left him to start a new life somewhere else, and deliberately dropped the phone off at a station where I was changing lanes. I wanted to get rid of it so he couldn't locate me. I called my sister, who told me that he was harassing people close to me to find out where he was, and that he makes my blood run cold. I've installed this app on my phone. I am here. If you use it, the app will send a notification indicating the phone's GPS coordinates. I'm hoping to lead him down a false trail so he leaves my friends and family alone. The code to unlock the GPS is attached. Obviously, I would ask you to erase the data on this phone and then throw it away so he can't locate me and prevent him from harassing you as well. Whatever, don't worry about me. I'm safe, and I intend to make a formal complaint against him. Okay, so... hold on, so it's 1... Okay. Okay. Okay, okay. Okay, I can do that, I can do that, I can do that. I can do that, I can do that, I can do that. I will help a bitch out. I will help a bitch out. So it was like... Fuck, what was it? Hold on. Shit. I just fucking looked at it too. I looked at it and I immediately forgot half of it. This is cute. Okay. What was it? It was... Oh, it was down, diagonal, down, over, up, okay. I drew it down real quick. Okay, settings, come on. You're gonna help a bitch out. Okay. Starting from here, up, okay, like this. Enable GPS. I am here. I am here. Okay. Did that do it? Did that do the thing? I can't tell if that worked. Where the fuck's Ben? Hey, psychopath. Psychopath. Hold on, I want to check and make sure that worked. Oh, I have to, okay, hold on. I still need to send, okay, so I have to send the notification. So I have GPS turned on. Where the fuck is I am here. How do I send it? Oh! Oh! It was Ben who saw the video. I apologize again for having wrongly accused you. I could see things were going badly in our relationship, but every time I told myself I was going to leave him, he became adorable, sweet, and romantic again. Or he thought he would change, but the cycle kept repeating. My doctor said I was missing my period because I was so stressed and had lost a lot of weight. And when Ben discovered I wasn't pregnant, he went crazy and called me selfish for not wanting to have a child with him. And then it suddenly dawned on me, the pill reminders that had disappeared from my phone, it was him. He wanted me to forget, and he didn't even deny it when I confronted him. Oh, I fucking knew it. I knew he was up to some fucking bullshit. I fucking called it. You were right. Forgive me for not believing you. Ben was insanely jealous, and now I realize he was manipulating me. He was convinced I was hiding things from him, and I think he was actually tracking my phone. He ended up pushing me, and when he tried to snatch it out of my hands, I thought I was best to leave before he went too far. I just threw my phone and SIM card away, just in case. I actually felt ashamed. I was convinced that I was to blame for the situation with Ben and didn't dare tell anyone. Forgive me for having gone so far away without letting you know. I just feel empty now. I'm physically and mentally exhausted, but I'm going to take care of myself and rest. I was so stressed out that I couldn't sleep. I feel like I'm slowly recovering from a long illness. Hi Michael, thanks again for authorizing my transfer. I got here safely and the change of scene is doing me so much good. I'm surrounded by great people here and my transfer went very smoothly. I'm preparing my complaint with the help of the association here. Thank you so much once again, Laura. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't been there. Even when I pushed you away and you didn't want to believe you stuck by me. I'm gradually getting back in touch with my old friends, and I'm so glad to know there are people listening to and supporting me. If you ever need anything at all, don't hesitate to ask, even if we're further away from each other now. We fucking stand Charlotte and Michael in this household. Hell yes. Oh my god. Okay. That was really good. I will admit that at one point I got stumped, but it was only because like I didn't put together that you had to like figure out like the actual number for the cafe wasn't shown. You have to figure it out. And that was Antoine Grillet. Oh my god, they named him as like oh, that's really funny that they used him in the game. That's really funny. I will say, if you, while watching this, went, oh, I think I know someone who's going through that, or I think I'm going through that, please, for the love of God, like, first of all, get in contact with your friends, and even if they push you away, like, if they're the victim, do not cut things off. If you are friends with someone who is abusive, do not fucking sit there and go, oh, well, I did what I could, and don't fucking be friends with them. Warn people about them. If they really do nothing to get better, warn people about them, because they are only going to continue to hurt the people around them. And eventually, that's probably going to be you. And even if it isn't, like, you need to fucking say something. Because if you go, oh, well, I did what I could, like, no, you fucking didn't. If you didn't warn people, like, you did not do what you could. You fucking drop that shit. Also, like, here you go. If one or several aspects of Laura and Ben's story apply to your current situation, or to that of a person close to you, please reach out. There are various designated associations and crisis helplines that can assist you. See 2715 by Accidental Queens. I fucking love them. So yeah, like, please just playtest. I wanted to see if they had okay, they didn't list a hotline. I will list some hotlines. If you think you're a victim of domestic abuse and you have children or pets, please just get what you need. Get your children, get your pets. Get out of there. Get out of that place. Go to somewhere where you know that there will be people around you who you can trust and who will back you up if they show up and you need to call the police or anything like that. Like, do not go with them. Do not be alone with your abuser. Get your shit and get out. And even if you have to give up even if you have to leave certain things behind that are expensive or anything like that, like, I promise you, your life is worth more. Your life is worth so much more. And please, like, reach out. Reach out to your friends. Reach out to your family. If you have a loved one who you think is being abused, please reach out to them and try and talk to them about it. They may deny things, and it may become frustrating, which it does. Like, I've been in this situation where I had a friend who was being abused. It becomes frustrating. It becomes frustrating as hell because you want to help them, but you don't know what else to do. Just stay by them. That's all you can do. I'm lucky that my friend realized what a shitty situation it was and she got out of it. But, like, to this day, it's one of those things that our other friends left and it only made the situation worse, and it took so much longer for her to realize how bad things were, because when you leave and you make victims feel stupid for being victims, guess what? They just double down because they're trying to convince themselves that what they did, like the relationship that they're in, is actually good and that they made a smart choice. But if you fucking make fun of them or call them an idiot or whatever, like, you just make it worse. You just make it worse. Like, you have to stay by them. Please, for the love of God, just stay by them. Because otherwise, you just make it easier for the abuser to take them out of the world and to hurt them. So I'm gonna leave that there because that just got really heavy and, like, personal for me. Yeah, so this was another phone story by Accidental Queens, and I will leave some phone numbers in the description, and for domestic abuse hotlines, as well as suicide prevention hotlines, if you think you're in this situation and can't get out and feel that that's the only way. Like, I promise you it's not. Like, you can get out. And if you are like, oh no, I pushed away all my friends, I pushed away all my family, like, please reach out to them. Please reach out to them and tell them, like, I've realized I'm in a bad situation with this person and I need somewhere to go, because I promise they will, like, if they really love you, they will give you a place to go. Anyways, I love you all. I hope everyone out there is safe, especially right now with the world the way it is and everyone having to stay in more. I'm sure things are even more difficult for domestic violence victims, and I hope you can find a way out and know that there's always someone who really cares for you and loves you and is willing to help you. And your life matters more than the situation you're in now, and your life certainly matters more than the way you're being treated or the way that this other person is treating you. Your life matters more than that. Anyways, I love you all. Stay safe, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.